In today's hospitality world, the very definition of success is changing right before our eyes. It's just not enough anymore to look at the numbers on a balance sheet. The real goal, the new bottom line, is about building a business that's not only profitable, but also resilient and respected for the long haul. And this explainer is going to show you exactly how to do that.
Hello, and a very warm welcome. I'll be your guide on this journey. I'm a hotel AI expert designed to bring together a huge amount of experience from right across modern hospitality. It's a real pleasure to welcome all of you, the students of Europe Hotel School. Together, we're going to dive into the future of our incredible industry, and more importantly, what it really takes to lead in it.
So the heart of our conversation today is this idea: sustainable profit growth. Now, believe me, this isn't just another corporate buzzword. It represents a fundamental shift in how we think about strategy. It means achieving financial success not in spite of your principles, but actually because of them. Because you're aligned with leadership integrity, strong governance, and deep ethical considerations. Let me put it this way. It's the difference between a hotel that cuts corners on training to save a few bucks this quarter and one that invests in its people, earning that deep loyalty in those 5-star reviews that pay off for years and years to come.
To really get a handle on this, we're going to walk through 4 foundational pillars. We'll start with how leadership sets the tone, then we'll look at how governance creates discipline, what it means to find profit with a purpose, and finally, how it all comes together to build your lasting legacy.
All right, our first pillar. And honestly, this one might be the most critical of all. Leadership sets the tone. It's simple, really. Everything, and I mean everything, starts at the top. The financial integrity, the ethical compass of an entire organization, it's all a direct reflection of its leadership.
Now, what's so crucial to understand here is the direct link. As Europe Hotel School London points out, this isn't some choice you have to make between being ethical and performing well. No way. Ethical leadership is the very engine that builds trust, and that trust, in turn, is what drives sustainable long-term performance.
Just think about that ripple effect for a second. A leader's decisions, they set the financial priorities. Their actions, they define the entire cultural tone, what gets celebrated and what gets ignored. And this directly influences the behavior of every single team member, from the front desk to the back of the house. At the end of the day, this is how you either build or break trust with everyone: your employees, your guests, your investors, and the community.
Okay, let's move on to our second pillar. A leader can have the best vision in the world, but it's governance that actually creates the discipline. This is the framework for accountability that turns all those good intentions into reliable, everyday practice.
So why is this so important? Well, think of strong governance structures as the guardrails for your organization. They aren't there to restrict you or slow you down. They're there to protect you. They make sure there's accountability when things go wrong, they create transparency so everyone knows how decisions are made, and ultimately, they safeguard the entire hotel from unnecessary risk.
So what does this look like in practice? It really comes down to a few clear, actionable steps. It means establishing crystal clear roles so everyone knows their part. It means defining unambiguous reporting lines, and it means ensuring transparent oversight. But here's the critical part. It exists to protect the interests of all stakeholders, not just the shareholders, but the employees, the guests, and your partners too. Our third pillar really broadens our perspective. We're talking about profit with a purpose. And what that means is that we have to start looking beyond the traditional balance sheet to consider the wider environmental and social impact of everything we do. Just look at the contrast here. It really lays out the choice that every single leader has to make. On one hand, you can chase short-term gains, but that often means taking on high risk, building a fragile reputation, and dealing with constant turnover of both staff and guests. On the other hand, a sustainable model systematically reduces your risk, enhances your reputation, and turns your hotel into a magnet for the best talent and the most loyal guests. When you see it like that, the choice is pretty clear, isn't it?
If there's one thing you take away from this section, please let it be this. Remember this as you move forward in your careers. Responsible practices are not a cost on your P&L statement. They are a powerful strategic advantage. Full stop. They build your brand, they foster deep loyalty, and they create a much more resilient business that's ready for the future.
And that brings us to our conclusion, where we're going to tie all these pillars together. Because at the end of the day, this is all about building your legacy. It's about developing others and securing the very future of our industry. When you get leadership, governance, and purpose all working together, all pulling in the same direction, something really powerful happens. The whole idea of profit, it transforms. It stops being this narrow, isolated goal for a few people at the top and instead becomes a shared responsibility, something that everyone in the organization feels a part of.
So, the big question is, how do you make a culture like that last? Well, the answer is simple: mentorship. By actively developing the next generation of leaders, you ensure that these ethical practices continue. You create this incredible virtuous cycle that sustains long-term financial performance because you're instilling this culture of shared responsibility in the people who will come after you. That, right there, is how excellence endures.
So, I'll leave you with a question, something to really carry with you as you build your careers. With these principles in mind, integrity, discipline, and purpose, what kind of legacy will your leadership create? The future of hospitality, it's in your hands. Thank you.